What's going on, everyone? It's Marcellus back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Baby Doge and also some more about Baby Doge Swap and doing some technical analysis on Baby Doge. So definitely stick around to the end of the video. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you all want me to go over next. And also, if you want a percentage off of your trading fees, then definitely check out the Mexi Global link inside of the description. And let's get straight to it. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about here with Baby Doge is going to be the technical analysis. So, as you can see, we've really been staying above 1250, and Baby Doge has not been wanting to go below that 1250 area here. And this is the Fibonacci retracement that we have right here, and that's set at 1250. So 1250 has been significant support and resistance for us over and over again, time and time again over here. The 26th of August, really good support right there. We have some really good support. Same here back at the, let me take this X off here. And yep, there it is. The 22nd of August as well. So we've always been hitting this support line. And now if we look at the 4-hour chart, we're definitely going to see even more times when we've been hitting the support. So time and time again, this has been support and resistance for Baby Doge. And like literally the second it hit it back here on the 11th of May, it just went down after that support. So we always want to pay attention to the support lines. It's really been prevalent inside of Baby Doge since it started. So 1250 is really what you want to look at here with Baby Doge. Now let's talk about the 1250 resistance now it is for us. Well, support now. There's a huge red area here, and the red area pretty much indicates supply and demand of less demand. That means there's less demand for Baby Doge all the way from 1263 all the way to the bottom at about 1212. There's less demand for Baby Doge in this area. So if there's less demand for Baby Doge in this area, it will be a little bit harder for us to keep above this 1250 this 1250 support. So if we go below this 1250 support, then pretty much what we're looking at next for Baby Doge here is at the bottom right here, and we're really just looking at either 1100 from there, or we're looking at 1200, or we're looking at 1100 because that's where we had support down here. So that's really what we want to watch out for here with Baby Doge. It does look like we're probably about to drop down below this, unless the whole overall crypto market becomes bullish, and then Baby Doge will also become bullish because of that. But as of now, everything's just kind of sideways, not really doing too well right now. So Baby Doge is kind of on the same wave, up 0.6% in the last 24 hours, something similar to Bitcoin. But hey, I think we still have that potential to rise and get out of this area, because remember, these technical indicators, like, it can get changed just like that. All it takes is heavy volume to come into the crypto market, and then it'll get changed. But as of the volume that we have right now and what we're going through right now with Baby Doge, there is less demand inside of this area. That's pretty much what it's indicating, but it could change in a blink of an eye. But really, if you look over here, the 24-hour market control is showing that the 24-hour market is in control by the bears by 60%. So we are 60% bearish here, as they say, in the last 24 hours. But I really don't let that bother me. And also over here, the 1-minute chart, you really can't really see much with the 1-minute chart. But I really want to show you the 5-minute chart here. So 5-minute chart shows you something a little bit different. It's way more short term. But just look at how close we're getting to this 1250 support. And we actually broke it once here very briefly at 1249. That's something you can only really see with smaller charts. So we broke it very briefly here, and we're way too close to that support right now. And the fact that we're just so close to it kind of seems like we're probably about to break it to the downside. I don't know for how long. It might just be very briefly, all the way down to about 1200, like I said, with the other support that we have. But yeah, I'm really definitely expecting this to probably break it just a little bit. But like I said, none of this is financial advice, but I definitely think that support could get broken just a little bit. But I mean, it really doesn't matter because we have held very strong here on the support. So if it does break just for a little bit, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm a long time holder with Baby Doge, so it really doesn't bother me. But anyways, let's talk about Bitcoin a little bit here. So as you can see here with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is doing something a little bit different. Bitcoin is trying to break resistance, and it broke it very briefly over here. So Bitcoin broke that 21.8K resistance, and really was 21.9K up here. But yeah, it broke that 21.9K resistance, got all the way up to 22.1K, did really good. So I really want to see if Bitcoin will hit the support down here, and that's about 21.2K. So if Bitcoin hits $21,000 and 600 or 262, then what we could see is another massive, well, I wouldn't say massive, but another little breakout here for Bitcoin. And I'll tell you exactly why. So when we look down here at the support, what does it say? It says high activity. When it says high activity, this is high activity for institutional interest and dark pools. That's what these indicators do. You go over here, actually, no, not this area here. But if you go over here, you can see that's what's marked here in dark pools plus institutional interest. So the fact that we have institutional interest here in dark pools from about 21.2K down to the bottom side of 21.1K. So 21.2K to 21.1K, we have high activity for Bitcoin. Right now we're at 21.6K. So when we get to 21.2K or 21.1K, either one, then we're most likely going to have a nice increase in price. And if that happens, we could be setting new highs for Bitcoin. Well, new short-term highs, right? But anyways, now the 4-hour chart is what you also want to look at as well. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, oh yeah, actually, let's go back to the 15-minute chart really quick. So I forgot to tell you about the oscillator down here. The oscillator shows with the volume here, the selling or the buying volume is actually slowing down. So that's a bear signal. That's why it says bear down there. If you're wondering what the indicators are saying there, but yeah, it's saying bear because the buying volume is now slowing down and the selling volume is going to start speeding up. So these waves are going to start coming down here on the downside, these selling waves, and we're expecting Bitcoin to hit about 21.2K or to about 21.1K. That's pretty much what I'm expecting here for Bitcoin. And also, even furthermore, let's go to the next one, which is the 4-hour chart. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, it's also showing you here what I was about to say before I cut myself there. Overbuying. We had a lot of overbuying here on the oscillator for Bitcoin, and now it's going to the downside here. So now you're seeing all this buying is flowing downwards. And you see for the long term on the 4-hour chart, it is showing that there's low activity around the 21.7K area. So if there's low activity around the area that we're at now, we got to look at the area that we really have to get up to, which is all the way up here. There's a high activity area for institutional investors once Bitcoin passes 22.6K. So pretty much what it's saying is if Bitcoin passes 22.6K, institutional investors are more likely to buy it. And you can also see here, where did institutional investors in these big hedge funds sell out at? They sold out right here in Bitcoin, and that was about 23.2K. They sold out at 23.2K. It just so happens that that's where these huge red candlesticks are because they have most of the money. That's why it shows oversold on the oscillator because they sold out so much. Now, if you go over here and you scroll out and you look at where we're at now, it kind of looks a little bit similar. Now you see there's low activity. We're about to hit this high activity area, this high expected activity, and it's exactly where the whales sold last time. If you actually connect them, it's actually nearly where they sold it last time. Let me move it up here and make it kind of straight. So this is exactly where they sold it last time, right at the top of this huge red candlestick. And it's showing that this is where we're also going to get high activity. So if we hit about 22.6K, we're going to have high activity inside of Bitcoin. And now what we got to look at now is where would our next resistance be? So it's going to be crazy because a lot of people probably don't think we're just going to outright just jump all the way up there, which you're right. It's not just going to outright go all the way up to 27K, possibly even 28.3K, but it's not just going to do that right off the bat. It's probably going to slowly but surely make its way up there because first we have to get past 23.2K, like we just now mentioned. And then we have a little bit more resistance. Let's go ahead and move that to the side so we can see that resistance as well. So we have a little bit more resistance over here, and that's about 25K. And then once we get there, the next will be 27K. So that's what we got here for Bitcoin. And also, if you want to know for the short term, the 5-minute chart, then we just have a whole colossal of things. So first thing I guess we can digest here is down here on the oscillator is showing that we are oversold, which is correct. When you look at the 5-minute chart, we're definitely very oversold, which means we're about to get some buying to the upside, which is probably going to be what brings us to 22.2K. So we're probably going to see 22.2K after this sell off here because it shows we have moderate to high activity when we're over here at these 21.7Ks in the very short term. Remember, the 4-hour chart was saying otherwise because that's the long term. But inside the short term, the indicators are telling us we're probably going to have some high activity, bringing us all the way up to about 22.2K. And then on top of this, if we go below 21.5K, then we're going to have low activity for institutional investors. That's saying institutional investors do not want to jump in on Bitcoin once it goes below 21.5K. They're going to wait for it to sell off some more because people are going to get scared. And when they do, then we're going to have these supports that are probably going to end up getting met. And that support would be 21.3K. And at the bottom side here, 21.1K. We also have low activity. So that's probably where our support is going to be met at. And then we're going to get some more buying coming in from there. But that's pretty much the breakdown of Bitcoin in the short term and long term. But I want to go over a few things here also with Baby Doge. So getting back over to Baby Doge, let's talk about this. We got 6.17K burned inside of Baby Doge today. That's a lot. I mean, it's a good amount. 4.86 trillion is no longer circulating in our supply. As it gets lower and lower, our market cap just needs to be a lot less lower in order to get it higher. So that's definitely something really good about getting these burns. So also you can see with they were actually going to announce the swap, but the mainnet is kind of, I don't know exactly when they're going to release this date for the mainnet, but the mainnet is kind of getting delayed a little bit. I don't know when they're going to make this announcement, but they did say a few days ago on the 7th that they're going to make the announcement to release the mainnet for Baby Doge swap. So whenever they actually finally release that mainnet, then we're probably going to get a nice pump coming in for Baby Doge, and all of these technicals could be invalidated. If we get that pump, all the bearish ones could be invalidated, but the bullish ones will be still in full effect if we get that date for Baby Doge swap, and if it's soon. But yeah, we'll just end up having to see. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about Luna Classic. As you can see, Luna Classic is doing some numbers right now. So this is the 1 minute chart. We actually just now hit our support. And this is actually the area I was trying to hop back in on with Luna Classic. If you watch my previous video, I was talking about hopping back in on this area here. So I think I'm actually about to hop in on this area right now because it says it's oversold and it's actually about to go up to the upside, which is actually pretty good because if it's going up to the upside right now, off of this oscillator, because it is oversold, we're probably going to get some overbuying coming in. That's a lot of selling. I'm definitely going to jump right in on Luna Classic here. But hey, I'm probably going to do a live stream soon as well because I know a lot of people want to see these live streams and doing these trades live. So yeah, but yeah, I'm just going to wait for this to go ahead and go through. But yeah, like I said, this is going to be huge if Luna Classic can really do what we expect it to do. But yeah, anyways, I want to go over a few other things here with Baby Doge. So, like we were saying before, before I got distracted on Luna Classic, the 1250 support, that's what we're watching out here for. But it looks like we're really about to break it. We're at 1261. If we go too far below it, like we did back here, then we could expect some pullbacks. But anyways, this is all I got for you all today. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.